now we can kind of go on to our final breakdown of a couple projects that were announced. And this is going to include Lanterns, Swamp Thing, and Supergirl. So let's start with Lanterns. This has been in development. Green Lantern project has been in development ever since the bombed Ryan Reynolds one. And
10 years ago.
Oh, crazy. It's crazy.
We've had an entire saga for the MCU.
Yeah.
Near enough in that span.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of wild to think about, but we're finally going to get it. Obviously, they revealed some details. The key details are Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. It's a buddy cop type of series, and they're going to investigate something that happens on Earth that has implications on the entire first chapter, which will lead to the big blow-off, which clearly is teasing some sort of Justice League thing. So
I was going to say, I bet you it's Blackest Night.
Yeah.
I bet you the whole Gods and Monsters thing.
I was gonna make a whole bunch of Hal Jordan fans angry and say they're gonna go with the Parallax storyline. Well, yeah, I'm one mind of this because it's weird how they changed it from this is the third time it's changed. They went from an anthology series to a Jon Stewart centered story to now Jon Stewart is a co-protagonist in this because they have to have Hal Jordan in this.
So, you have to have Hal Jordan in it, right? It's Green Lantern. It's one of most people.
I know a
lot of people.
Hal Jordan had his chance. He had his chance back 10, 10,
yeah,
12
but
years ago.
Everyone always goes on about Hal. He's like the Green Lantern. Not to take away from Jon Stewart, because I know Jon Stewart is very much the people's Green Lantern.
I did some research on this, and 10 years ago, most people did not know that the Green Lantern, the casual scene, they didn't know that the Green Lantern wasn't black.
I mean, that's kind of true with the Flash as well, because many people just thought it was Wally because that's what they grew up with. They're like, who the hell?
I mean, in the 90s, people didn't know Peter Parker. It was all Ben Reilly.
That's there was a whole.
Obviously not the same because that's white guy, but.
Yeah,
because that's what it was. What I saw with the research is that there were so many people because they assumed that Jon Stewart was at least the second Green Lantern when he wasn't, but that's what people thought, and it was eye opening for people who if you see things long enough, this is what you assumed, and that's what it was. That's the only thing I had with this quote unquote buddy cop feature, which is actually an HBO Max series first.
I think it's a perfect outlet, honestly, on HBO for this.
Yeah, especially if you're going to go for a true detective vibe,
Yeah,
you need at least two of them, right? For that, you needed someone else.
I know they're going to be in the movies, but it's kind of weird because they're not going to be in space. From what they said, they're going to be primarily on Earth for the most part.
Saving money with the budget.
Yeah. If no one watches it,
oh man, this is gonna be kind of sad. Where most of you're gonna see them suit up for 2 episodes and then they're in casual clothes for most of it, and then they'll go back to suit up.
In that show, they're gonna be investigating what's going on. They're gonna be like, "Hey, let's go talk to this alien Kryptonian that's here. Oh, here's your Superman cameo." It's.
That'll be at the end of the season.
So we need to go talk to these aliens that are hiding out on Earth. Why do you look human? We couldn't pay it. It was we couldn't play.
My lantern's not charged. I need to go find this thing to charge it. That's why we can't wear the suit.
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Literally, it's built into the whole character.
It is though. I do want to talk about also in the same vein because we're talking about budgets and things. The most out of all these announcements, this one shocked me the most. Swamp Thing is getting a film.
You forget that they gave him a couple times to try. Do you remember the sci-fi series?
Sci-fi don't even remember the sci-fi.
Why? I literally forgot that existed. My brain just reset.
They tried, man. They tried multiple times to give him a series, and every time just something happens.
to be fair,
but now it looks like James Mangold's going to be doing this. Because he tweeted about Swamp Thing, like just he did the scooper tease thing, and it's just like,
to me, it's just like, you know, they saw, and then Gunn's like, they did Man Thing, we can do Swamp Thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, you got to see that, like, the TV series they recently had, which went over budget because they didn't do their paperwork right, but they produced that thing, and Swamp Thing was stunning. Like, the sets they built for that show were amazing looking, and it had this horror vibe. So if they can get this down to, like, you know, $75 million budget, hard R-rated Swamp Thing, this thing will easily turn around like $250 million. So
yeah, I like it if they do.
Is it a movie or is it a show?
Oh, it's a movie. Yeah, shockingly.
Oh, okay. That's brave.
So like, I want it to be go with a horror theme, but not necessarily make Swamp Thing the actual monster, because he usually isn't. It's just that people perceive him to be the monster.
That's why you kind of put that spin on it, but you introduce some of the other things out there after him. You know, they can morph into crazy monsters as well, and just go with it.
So can we do that the more magical side, like the whole green and the red, and go dive into that?
You 100% know that, like, Constantine is going to show up in this project, just to kind of tease more of the monsters. Like, it's going to happen. I'm here to recruit you for that.
Get Poison Ivy in there as well.
Oh, maybe. Come on.
They're a thing.
Come on, get it done. Would be nice.
If we're not starting at 0 and we're starting at like 20, like, why not just go crazy with what you can do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But the other shocking project, and this will be the last one we talk about because it's the last one that they announced, Supergirl World of Tomorrow.
It's not the last one they announced.
Well, I guess technically not, but it's certainly the one that's at the end of the list.
Like, Swamp Thing was the last one they announced.
Yeah.
I was more meaning you've missed out a very big one if this is the last one we're talking about.
Which one?
Oh,
The Authority.
I just remembered it.
Oh, crap, I did miss that. I guess let's toss the Authority in here.
Midnighter and Apollo.
Yeah, okay.
Nah, he's on, man. Nah, we don't need them.
Yeah.
Does this mean Armin's homophobic? Is this what this means?
I forgot that was a DC Comics property. I'll be real with you.
It's exposed. Well, it's Wildstorm, isn't it?
That's exactly. Yeah, that's what my mind went to.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, all these big companies have bought out other smaller companies you can't remember.
Yeah. I'll say that, to be fair, Swamp Thing was Vertigo.
Yeah, he was.
Oh yeah, my God, man! How did DC invent anything besides Batman?
No, they bought most of their competition out.
Oh, Superman, I suppose. No.
They bought his competition out too.
Yeah, that's true.
So, is the Authority, is it animated or is it live action? I can't remember.
I think it's live action.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So this is their answer to The Boys, right?
100%. Yeah. So the interesting about DC is there's the heroes and the villains, and then there's the grey area. It's just like everything has a grey area, James Gunn. That's kind of the thing right now, is we play in the grey.
Yeah. It's like
I don't know why I sound like a guy from the 20s then. That just came out.
What's funny here is that Gunn even acknowledges that Wildstorm was a comic imprint that DC bought out.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I want to see how they take this. Because if they're trying to make this to where you have the one side and another side, but then there's the morally gray side as well in this world. I just hope people who are coming from The Boys don't take this as, look, we're gonna get a bunch of jerks and they're gonna be killing people and all this other stuff because we like the edgy stuff. And I'm like, there's more to that than just seeing blood fly everywhere.
Yeah. Now the Authority is gonna be kind of cool because, again, like you mentioned, Midnighter. That's kind of it. Like, a lot of people are gonna automatically look at that character and go, boy, this is different. So it's like, all right, I'll take what I can.
They'll look at Midnighter and Apollo and be like, it's woke. Why is it woke?
Oh, they will. They will.
Shut up.
They will. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the Authority,
they're just what is it? They're just co-workers. They're just they're just seeing if they need to breathe. That's it.
So, okay, now we'll jump on to Supergirl. A bold new take on Supergirl, if I do say so myself.
Wasn't this? It was someone's one of the recent runs or something.
Very recent.
Yeah, this is based on Tom King's run.
Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah, I didn't want to say Tom King again because I couldn't remember.
It wasn't a ongoing. It was a limited series, but still.
Yeah,
and they straight up said we're like, oh, we're just kind of adapting this and doing a couple things. It's like, all right, cool. Like that.
And I assume it's going to be What's Her Face from Flash, like the movie.
Yeah,
they didn't say they didn't talk about any of the actors or actresses, and it's like, is this going to be the same one, or is she a one and done? Like, I kind of hope it is her.
It's from what Gunn said, which is very confusing, is that they'll be taking pieces from, I guess, other media. There are other characters that have been played by actors, and if they can get them, then yeah, sure. If not, then they're going to be new characters or new actors playing that role. So we don't know.
Yeah. You know, it's
I hope it is, because it'd be a waste if it's not.
Exactly, because you got some of that groundwork already there. You're setting up, so
this whole premise is kind of cool. They had Supergirl is gonna be jaded while trying to interact with her cousin Clark, who is a complete opposite to where he is more empathetic to the situation than her.
So she's going to be more like Snyder's Superman, huh?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
I mean,
like how Clark will find the good in people. I guess Kara will technically see the worst in people because of the situation that she was in, where she was on a chunk of Krypton and watching people pass away and possibly fight over whatever they had left to survive.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the impression I got, right? Because it sounded very alien, like Ripley Alien, that little blurb that he gave out, which I'm all here for. I think that sounds fantastic.
I think it's a good, because like, if you're just getting a Superman movie, oh, he's on Earth, look at him, and then you get the same thing with Supergirl, you go, well, it's just the same thing. You're just swapping genders. But at least this way, they're like, it's kind of like Mad Max in space on this desolate rock floating through. Okay. Like, you got me interested in a different concept, so it's interesting to see how.
I say this one stood out to me the most, because it's like, that's a direction to go in. And I appreciate that.
Yeah, very much so. So, I mean, this is the furthest one out by the sounds of it. A lot of people are saying this probably ain't hitting till like 2027. So, yeah, it's gonna be a.
Yeah, to be fair, 4 years that'll fly by.
It's true, it will.
That'll go by.
That is fact. I mean, we're coming up on like what, 3 or 4 year anniversary on Infinity War, or is it 5 years? I can't remember.
Infinity War is 2018.
So 5 years, huh?
So it's 6, isn't it?
I don't know. What year
2013?
is it?
18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, it's the 6th year.
Hey, don't worry. It's like these past 6 years have been a blur, so don't worry. Don't talk about anything.
It's true. It's true. So, I mean,
so I remember, because Endgame came out 2019, which was just before the pandemic hit.
Yeah. It's been a wild time.
So it's been 4 years since Endgame. God.
Yeah.
Damn.
Which, at this point, there's plenty of content coming. Obviously, we just talked about a bunch of it, so hopefully people remain excited